Hey, welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I'm your host, Jeff Hootselle with Auditmacs. As you guys know, Tech Talk is a show we talk to people from the world of technology from all around the country. Today, though, we're going to mix it up a little bit. We've got a special guest joining us on the show. It's one of country music's biggest stars. He was named the top male vocalist by ACM in 2007. He is Country Aircheck, named his single Watching You the #1 song of the decade. He's got 8 songs that have gone either platinum or double platinum. And he's also got a new album out now that is caught up in the country. So we're happy to welcome Rodney Atkins to the show. Rodney, how you doing, buddy?
What's happening, Jeff?
Man, #1 song of the decade, platinum, double platinum. It's pretty good stuff, bud. What do you think about when you kind of hear that and hear all those accolades?
It's still pretty surreal. That song was such a special song that I just wrote it about my son when he was 4, and thought it was kind of too personal for other people to relate to. But I think that's what made it sort of special. And it's for it to be the most played song of the decade was just pretty surreal. I love that. Love that it's such a personal song with a great message.
Yeah, well, I know how personal your music is to you, and we've talked about it. And I know the current album you have out was kind of a labor of love. It's been, what, 6-7 years in the making, I think he said. I mean,
yeah, well, I'm just slow.
I mean, talk about that a little bit. I mean, today, a lot of artists, they see their window of time is small. They're trying to just crank stuff out, as fast as they can, maybe not concerned as much with the quality of it as much as volume. I think your approach is a little bit different, and maybe a little bit of throwback from that standpoint. So just talk about your approach a little bit when it comes to making your music.
Well, I mean, talking about technology, fortunately, about the time that I started, when I got my record deal and started in the record making process, everything changed in the landscape of music recording. And I started with the If You're Going Through Hell album, and I did it all at home. I set up in the pantry at my house and just decided I was going to learn to record myself I got on eBay, got a laptop and a microphone from eBay and started learning how to record my own records. And I have, since that point, I've done it all at home. And I say that I'm a shade tree music maker. I just kind of like to roll my sleeves up and work on every aspect of it, from writing the songs to making the records, recording the albums, mixing them. And I love every part of it. And it's due to technology. It's something that people can do from home.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think about, all the different industries and how they've been affected by technology. I can't think of one that's technology's had more of an impact on the music industry. I mean, just you look at how it was when growing up as kids, and you go down to the Sam Goody or whatever record store and flip through the albums and buy your cassettes, and you had your cassette holders in the car. And now it's we're in a whole different world with streaming and everything else. I mean, what do you think about when you kind of look out there as the state of the world, the music industry, as it relates to technology?
Yeah, it's a trip. Like you said, we went from LP albums to cassettes to CDs to the web to digital service providers, and now people are starting to go back to the albums a little bit. But it is amazing how you can instantly, you don't have to wait 6 weeks to get your music to the listener. And that's what this is. It's the direct contact from me making music to the listeners out there. And now it's the coolest thing that I can record something today. When things get back to normal, I could go on the road this weekend and people would know that song already.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, well, and you mentioned it too. I mean, things are obviously a little bit out of whack from how they would normally be. I mean, you mentioned you got the new album out. Normally I'm sure you'd be on the road and touring and doing shows in person, and everything's been kind of thrown on its head a little bit. But I think the other new technology, it's allowed you to stay, you talked about having that one-to-one relationship with your fans. I've seen some of the stuff you've done from home with your wife, Rose, and with your son. Yep. I think you guys recorded a song, a few months back and put it out there on YouTube, which is great for, I think, people to see kind of behind the scenes a little bit and see what your family life's like. And then I still haven't figured out how you got your son to sit still for 3.5 minutes. while you guys recorded that, but that's great. Talk about that experience was like.
What happened was that Scout just turned 1, and he was kind of losing his mind in the other room with a babysitter. And my wife said, "I've got to get him." So she went, got him, brought Scout in, and she's holding him, giving him the bottle, and he was happy then. That our kids are so used to us making music here at home that they hang out and move around while we're doing stuff all the time. So he was calm and happy then.
Yeah. So how has this been for you guys during quarantine and everything? I know you've done maybe a couple shows, you said, a little different format in some of the shows you've done lately?
Yeah, we've done 2 or 3 normal shows since March. Yeah. And then I did a drive-in show out in Southern California where the stage was 360. They had the Jumbotron video up above us. And people just pulled their cars in all around the stage. And it was really cool. I think it went over great. I think we're going to be doing a few more of those. It was just a good outlet for folks to sort of get together and hang out and listen to music. And kind of, my job is to be a distraction, I say. And that really felt like everybody was out there to get distracted and have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I think right now we're all kind of needing a little bit of a distraction, our lives and take a little bit of the stress off of everything that's going on in the country. But I think there's still good times to come for sure, I think. Hopefully we're, like I said, turning the corner and things are going to be better here not too soon.
I mean, people have had to figure stuff out. I mean, I'm always interested in, like, with Auditmacs. I mean, how did you guys become so successful? I feel like it has something to do with how you listen to your clients. I mean, you have to speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, you know David Hopper, our founder of the company. I think it all starts with him. I think he instills in our company this idea of kind of perfecting the client experience, right? Of just above all else, if you have happy customers, if you're listening to them, to your point there, and taking care of them, it's just like you with your fans. I mean, if you have that ability to connect with your customers and really understand what they want, and take away some of those pains and challenges they're having, kind of everything else just falls from there. And he's done a great job leading that company. We've been really fortunate to still continue to have growth over the past several years and expand the business really, and especially with everything that's happening now with COVID, right? So a big focus of what we do is helping businesses enable themselves to work remote and use services from the cloud and things like that. So yeah, it's been terrific, and I know he's also focused a lot on the giving back side of the house, and that's something I know you're big on too. I know you've worked with a number of different charities on the adoption side, something that's near and dear to your heart, and some other organizations. Maybe talk about some of the folks you're working with now.
Yeah, well, I'll say David Hopper and I, we grew up together. We were best buddies. Did really crazy out in the woods hunting stuff. We did work like chains. I can remember him climbing trees to clear off some property with chainsaw in one hand, hanging on a limb.
It's not OSHA certified.
Should not do that stuff. Yeah. No, and we were tight, man. Growing up, he's one of the best humans that I've ever known, and so proud of him. And just his heart. That the company is just a reflection of him. I know. Yeah, we've been involved in adoption with the home where I was adopted from, Holston Home for Children in Greenville, Tennessee. And just really a part of promoting that and working with that organization, also with the National Council for Adoption, done a whole lot of stuff. Just there's all kinds of stuff we're involved into the extreme USO stuff. We've got to play in Afghanistan and in some different war zones. It's always an honor to be a part of that with the men and women serving this country.
Yeah, that's terrific. That's terrific. Well, so Rodney, what's next for you? What should we expect from you on the horizon here?
One of the coolest things from that video you were talking about, that I recorded that duet with my wife. She's her own songwriter, successful artist. She's written #1 songs for other people. We obviously write together a lot. And from that video, it kind of spurred my record label asking for us to do a project together. So we're trying to finish up an EP, 5 or 6 songs. But we just kind of kind of put our heads down and wrote these songs and recorded them and did everything here where I'm sitting.
And, I can tell she pushed you along a little bit. I don't see it's not a 7-year project, I'm guessing, with your wife.
No, this will be finished in any time now. We're just finishing up the mixes. It's a lot of fun. That's one thing that I'm so blessed that we get to play music and do what we love together and raising these kids.
Yeah, that's a blessing, man. I know how important family is to you, and you got a great crew there for sure. It's awesome to see you guys on TV and see you on the internet together. So, well, buddy, I want to thank you. Thank you for coming on and joining us today. I know you got a real busy schedule. We appreciate you taking some time out and sitting down with us.
Yeah, man, Jeff, it's a pleasure talking to you. And tell Hopper I said hey, and hopefully get to come see you guys real soon.
You got it, buddy. We love it.
Maybe I'll come. Rodney, maybe we'll come crash the Christmas party.
That'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic. We would love it. We would love it. All right, buddy. Well, hey, take care out there in Nashville. You stay safe. Say hi to the family for us. And thank you guys for joining us as well. We look forward to catching you on another Tech Talk. If you want to see other videos like this, you can go to Auditmacs.com and check out our whole library.